Hey, welcome to Zach's Tech Turf. I'm sure by now you've seen just how well the Bayonetta PC port is doing, so today I'm going to be testing that out for myself with some budget graphics cards, so let's get into it. Bayonetta is a classic third-person action game that was developed by Platinum Games and then published by Sega all the way back in 2010. A lot of people say that Bayonetta is the cream of the crop when it comes to action games because of the insanely fluid combo fighting system as well as the gorgeous art style. The PC port here in 2017 was just released this week, and it increases the graphics quality from the original consoles of Xbox 360, PS3, and Wii U up to an impressive 4K resolution and 60 frames per second. Now, us PC gamers know that when a game is originally developed for a console and then ported over to a PC, that usually means that we should stay far away from it, but does Bayonetta follow this suit? Let's start some benchmarking. I'm going to be benchmarking 3 different budget graphics cards today. The first one is the GT 730, which you can find for 50 bucks. The second is the RX 460, which goes for about 100, and the last one is the GTX 1050 Ti, which goes for $150. All of these cards I'll have linked down in the description, as well as other benchmarking videos I made for these guys. Real quickly, I wanted to let you guys know that I made this exact same video with the same graphics cards for the very popular PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, so you should check that video out as well if you haven't already. The testing rig I'll be using today is my main gaming rig, which is rocking an i7 4790K without an overclock, 16GB of DDR3 RAM, an MSI Gaming 5 motherboard, and the game is installed on a 2TB Western Digital black hard drive. Keep in mind that this testing rig is complete overkill for these budget graphics cards, but I did this so that there were no bottlenecks and I could really push these cards to their limits. First up is the $50 GT 730, which ran pretty well actually. I would say the sweet spot for this is still down in the 720p resolution with low settings, but with this it averaged a very smooth 55 frames per second. This is the footage that you're watching now, and as you can see, it was definitely a great gaming experience, especially for this budget of a card. I did crank up the graphics to 1080p and put the settings at low, and that averaged only 33 FPS, so personally I would game at 720p with the GT 730. Next up, we have the $100 graphics card, the RX 460. If you've been following the channel, then you'll know I'm a huge fan of this card because of the price to performance ratio, and here we can see exactly why I think that. I was able to crank the settings up to my monitor's native resolution of 1440p with high settings, and that averaged the max frame rate of 60 FPS. Keep in mind that if I had a 4K monitor, I would have tried to push it even higher, but I don't, so sorry. And finally, we have the $150 GTX 1050 Ti, which I'm also a fan of. This card has a ton of versatility because of the size and how it doesn't require a 6-pin connector from a power supply. First, I ran the game in 1440p on high, and I averaged the max FPS of 60, just like the RX 460 did. This is the footage that you're seeing now, and as you can see, it's super beautiful. I was also able to use NVIDIA's dynamic super resolution technology, which allowed me to render in 4K resolution and then downsample to my monitor's resolution of 1440p. With that, I averaged an impressive 51 FPS, but I would say the sweet spot is still 1440p because the FPS is pretty much locked at 60. Well, that wraps up my benchmarking video for Bayonetta with some budget graphics cards. As you can see, this game is super optimized, and if you have a graphics card better than the 3 I tested, you can pretty much run this game at 4K 60 FPS, which is awesome. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please drop a like down below to help support my channel, and as always, thank you for watching, and please subscribe for more Zach's Tech Turf videos.